Jose Sanchez del Rio was a 14-year-old Mexican boy who fought in the Cristero War defending the Catholic faith against the Mexican government's anti-religious policies. Captured by government forces, he was tortured and pressured to renounce his Catholic faith. Despite severe beatings, knife injuries, and having his feet skinned, Jose refused to deny Christ. He was executed on February 10th, 1928, crying out, "Long live Our Lady of Guadalupe, and long live Christ the King." His unwavering faith and bravery have made him a symbol of steadfast devotion, and he was canonized a saint in 2016. Now, what is so special about Christ being King that led Jose and so many other martyrs to die with audacity and joy, proclaiming the kingship of Christ? Salve Maria. The kingship of Christ is one of the greatest expressions of his victory. Therefore, on this solemn day, the Holy Church exalts our Lord's victory over evil and the whole earth. When we think of kings today, we associate their power to their dynastic lineage. However, we cannot compare the kingship of our Lord to the kings of this earth. Indeed, the distinctive mark of Christ's reign does not come from men. And so he declares in the gospel of this solemnity, "My kingdom does not belong to this world." The reign of Christ comes from the dominion that he, as God and man, acquired over all things, not by the force of an army, but by suffering and giving his life for men. The kingship of the Son of God is surrounded by glory and blood, since the height of his kingship is not in a scepter or a crown, but in having given his life for his kingdom. Through his supreme sacrifice on the cross, Christ desires to make us partakers in his kingship, thus partakers in his victory. What do we still lack for this? It is not crowns, scepters, or titles that God reserves for us to partake in his kingship, but rather the struggle, persecution, and perseverance in always defending his truth as he himself teaches. Everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice. And so to participate in the kingship of Jesus means to always defend and persevere in his truth. Even though the world preaches the opposite and persecutes it, there will come a day when all humanity will bow before it. Those who persevere and defend the true face of the church in our days will partake in the victory of Christ. Now, where Christ is king, Mary is queen. But we must understand that this kingdom will be made up of souls who persevered in love for the Holy Catholic Church in our days. Therefore, if we wish to be with Christ and Mary in their reign, we must ask for the grace to be steadfast in love and in defense of the Holy Church. This church that is persecuted, yet is always victorious. And what better way to prepare for this reign, the reign of Christ through Mary, than by consecrating ourselves to Jesus through Mary as slaves of love? So I invite you to click on the link in the description and find out more about our free online consecration course to Our Lady. Salve Maria, and long live Christ the King.